Left, your left, hey. Left, right, your left. You got it.
Veteran, first responder, or a patriot looking for a place to put your skill set, your thoughts, and or want to help continue the mission? You have come to the right place. We are the People's Patriot Project, and we want to put the shock and awe when it comes to meeting the needs of our veterans and first responders. We are dealing with a new enemy in today's world where the wounds are not always seen. We want you to be part of this mission in saving lives and making a difference. Welcome to Playtime. We got your 6 at 6. Now here's your host, Shad Turner of Veterans Unite Podcast and the People's Patriot Project. And as always, Patriot Pride.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of We Got Your 6 at 6 with People's Patriot Project and Veterans Unite Podcast. I'm your host, Shad Turner from the Veterans Unite Podcast, and we have got a phenomenal show lined up for you guys today. We have got an awesome musician, and we've got someone that was not only a book writer, he's also a retired Green Beret. And he's got an awesome story. God, I cannot talk tonight either, Mark. And he's got an incredible story to share with us tonight. There we go. Finally got it out. But as we always do, we are starting this show off with the Pledge of Allegiance. So if you're wearing a hat, take it off. If you can stand, please do. And let's get ready for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. And to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, so there we go. How's everyone doing tonight?
Absolutely outstanding.
And I had notes in front of me, and then my phone turned off, so I apologize for the intro there, Ryan. I hope I said everything right.
Yeah, no, you sound good. You sound really good.
Okay. So how, like I said, how's everyone doing? What's going on, Mark? What you got going on?
Oh man, it's been an amazing week. Things are blowing up for the project. We absolutely have probably more irons in the fire than we need, but it's an amazing ride. And so we had a little opportunity to go around this last week. We got an event coming up on the 22nd. We'll do some more preview. But I just want to give everyone a little brief of what we got going down. We've got an amazing veteran, Sergio Manatero, and he has invited us into his brewery in Minneapolis and wants us to do a food drive there. So here's a little preview on that.
Cut it off. Can you cut it off? Sir.
Mark Peter Ferguson here with the People's Patriot Project, and we're down here at Ladonia Cerveceria here in Minneapolis, Minnesota. We have such an awesome opportunity. On November 22nd, we'll be down here from noon to 8 o'clock. We're doing a Pints for Patriot event, but it's also our 22nd day of the month, which we do what we call Heroes Vigil, remembering those here now so that we can remember those that aren't here with us any longer. During that day, we're going to do several events. One is our Pints for Patriot program. If you come and you donate non-perishable food items to the food reception, they will give you discounts on some of this amazing handcraft brews down here. We just had a couple of there. You're missing out if you're not down here. We will be collecting hats and mittens for needy families in the metro area, and we will also be doing our We Got You 6 at 6 live podcast with Veterans United Chad Turner. Sergio Manacero will be with us as we're doing this, and we are so excited to have this opportunity. We're here to take care of our veterans and first responders. Here's a veteran-owned business that's in the game with us. Come see us November 22nd from noon to 8. Patriot Pride.
Cut it off.
So we'll give you some more details on that as it gets closer. But again, a veteran-owned business out there trying to take care of his brothers and sisters. So that's one of the pieces. We seem to have lost Andrea, which she's got
we did.
A handful of the messages we were going to give today. So we'll get there. We see Brian Gibson's in here with us. Andrea's doing a shout out. Nice to see you, Rick. It's awesome to have you. Thanks for coming and joining us. And as always, Patriot Pride. So we may have to come back to announcements. There's a lot of stuff going on this next week.
Absolutely.
So
what you got?
why don't we get into Miss Ford, who's with us on our panel today, a musician extravaganza aficionado. She wanted to let us know on Friday, I think that's the 14th, right?
It's the 13th.
Oh, that's right, the 13th. But the 14th is Hug a Musician Day.
13th is
I'm messing
13th.
this all up. All right, well, we'll pretend.
That's what happens when Andrea's not here.
Right. Right. So we'll just throw her under the bus and say, you're on live as Andrea Eichmann. Here we go.
Hey, sorry. It's a supercomputer issue. Hi.
So, Andrea, we're going to change announcements to being the next item.
Okay.
Right now, I would like to showcase Miss Ford's newest release.
Can you quit calling me Miss Ford like they call me that at the high school?
No, I know it.
Just call
I'll
me
try.
Jen. Just
I'll
call
try
me
not
Jen.
very hard, okay? This is Jen Ford with Woman in Black.
She shows up and makes her way through the crowd with her head held up high. She always looks proud, there's no fear in her bones. She ain't afraid to be bold in a game of cards. She'll never fold. Well, she never second guesses, she won't think twice. Ain't afraid to take chances, but she's choosing the dice. She don't care what you think, she knows she'll impress. When you got on her black, you don't need a damn dress. Woman in black, she's the woman in black. When she takes out the mic, she pours out her soul. She don't hold back when it's time for the show. The God of music from the days of old, the band is right there playing blues, rock and roll. Woman in black, she's a woman in black.
Holy cow. That's pretty hot.
That's
Oh
awesome.
yeah.
Thanks.
That's pretty awesome.
It comes out on November 11th. Veterans
Nice.
Day.
Or today.
Awesome.
Or today.
Or today. But it goes to like iTunes and everything's supposed to be out November 11th. But we were going to release it earlier, and I tried to do it on September 11th. I always try to do stuff around like holidays or Veteran Days. Period. Just it makes it easier for me to remember when I did stuff too.
It was very cool. Very cool. Tell us a little bit about your story. Tell us a little bit about who you are, what you are, your background, why military is important to you.
Okay. Well, I'm from Texas. If you haven't been able to tell from my accent, yes. Josh is like, yes. Okay. By the way, the Steelers are only 1 point from whooping the Cowboys right now. So 18-19.
That wouldn't be a whooping.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we were up just a few minutes ago, and now it's like 4 minutes left in the last quarter, and we're
The
probably screwing it up
Cowboys,
again.
though. Oh my goodness.
The Cowboys keep screwing it up.
Man, I loved the Cowboys when I was
We
a
love
kid.
football in our house. So
Stuff's getting away from us. Stuff's getting away.
Football.
Sorry.
No, you're
I'm from
good.
Texas. I have 2 sons that are football players. My husband loves football, and we're deep in the middle of the playoffs right now. My son is a senior, so I'm a mother. I'm a wife. I served in the military from 1998 to 2009. Majored in music for 2 years before I went in the military, and I've always been a singer, songwriter type kind of person. But of course, like we all did when we were 18, 19 years old, we decided we didn't want our parents to tell us what to do, so we joined the military, and that worked out. Everybody started telling me what to do in the military, but fortunately, I kept singing, and I guess word got out, and so I had a lot of opportunities, like the U.S. Army Soldier Show, and being assigned temporary duty and special duty with the Army bands for about 6 years in the middle of my career, and went back to being a full-time MP, I think in 2007 at Fort Sam Houston, and pretty soon after that, we decided as a family that I needed to get out to take care of my oldest son because he's a hardhead, and he was 6 years old and getting in a lot of trouble. So we just decided that I'd get out and moved back home to East Texas with my family, started college, and realized that I had PTSD. And that took a couple years to sort out. And I was trying to figure out what I was going to do with my life, because I thought, well, I need to get a real job. And I had no idea how to be a musician on the outside, because everything was pretty much taken care of in the military. Just decided to start doing music again because I was so frustrated with everything, and I needed an outlet, and I needed to connect with community, and it just kind of took off. My life sort of turned around, and I felt like I had an identity again, and was able and got a bachelor's degree in multimedia.
Well, we're having a little bit of a connection issue. Yeah, we'll give it to her. That's all right. We'll get her back on.
There she is.
There we go.
She's back.
Sorry, I don't know how much you caught, but what did you miss?
We got the majority of it. You're good. We lost like the last 10 seconds, and you're fine. So it is what it is. We love having you here. You talked about having that identity. It's a real easy identity for me to attach to.
Well, I can hear Mark, but
okay,
for whatever reason, I think Jen can't.
I can hear you, Shad. I can't hear Mark.
We basically got that you're a rock star, man.
Right.
Yeah, there we go.
Like
Well,
hands down. You served your country. You had your you served your country. You know what your talents are. We just heard a little demo from you, and wow, you're a stud, 100%.
Oh yeah.
Thank
Agreed.
you very much. You can check out all my music. I've been writing and doing music for the last 8 years, and really things started taking off for me about 3 years ago. So
Awesome.
That's awesome.
we got
Yeah,
a brand new album.
you have an amazing voice. So that's awesome.
Thank you. I appreciate it. It's amazing
So-
that I still have a voice after all the yelling I do at football games.
So we do have another
We're the
song
loudest.
that
We're loudest at the whole football game. I actually brought a megaphone, and my son is like, "Mom, don't ever bring that again." I said, "I gotta sing tomorrow." I have to sing. I
Hey.
can't just be screaming.
The only
But
the
you
only
know,
thing that would make that better is you have a megaphone and you have the T-Rex costume at a football game.
Yes, that would do.
You know what?
guys-
Amazon may be my go-to. I bet you there's a sale on those right now.
100% there is.
I might do it.
So I know she's having a hard time hearing me, but
Well, thank you
we
so
have
much for
another
having me
song for
on.
her.
I really appreciate it. We're nearly at 14,000 likes. My goal for this year was to hit 20K, and we started off this time last year with 3.5K, and it just sort of took off. COVID kind of screwed everything up for us. We were supposed to go to Las Vegas because we won the Texas Country Music Showdown. We do a different kind of country. I don't even know if it's really country, but they put us in the country genre. I think we're more like a Southern rock, blues, like mix of everything.
You're a Southern rock kind of girl. What am I looking for? Not really Stevie Nicks. Like who do you base your singing off of?
Well, I love Stevie Nicks.
I do too.
I love Stevie Nicks. I love Beth Hart. I love Susan Tedeschi, Bonnie Raitt, Winona Judd, Tina Turner.
Yeah. Have you ever? And I'm not trying to take the show over, but your voice was absolutely amazing. Have you ever sang Black Velvet?
Yes.
That's my favorite song.
Yes.
In the entire world. Yeah, Black Velvet. Yep. Okay.
Well, I do a lot of the powerhouse female vocals, but I also sing stuff like Mississippi Queen, like in our live shows when we mix up covers and stuff. I'll sing stuff like Rocky Mountain Way, or just I do a mix. I have kind of a lower voice, so I can pull off Black Crows and stuff like that. But
when I heard your voice, I thought of Black Velvet right off the bat.
Awesome.
Yep.
That's a lot of miles.
Awesome. Good call on that one.
I dig that. I'll take it.
Very nice. And I've seen a couple of your videos too. Jen, your videos are awesome as well. So it's your voice mixed with all the rest of that too. Yeah.
Did y'all see my Christmas video? I released my first Christmas song.
I did.
I wrote that for my husband because he says I never write any songs for him. But like we're gonna be super broke this year for Christmas as usual. But we always seem to come out on top, and our family is so tight that we're not materialistic at all. We do a lot of stuff. Everybody's super involved with the community, and we're always on the go. We have a little bitty apartment, a little bitty dog, and my sons have my piano is in their bedroom, which is weird, but we don't know where to put anything because there's sound equipment stacked up to the ceiling. And when I first moved in there, I wasn't in the full-fledged band. I just sang acoustic with like one person, and now I have a 5-piece band and big ass bus and a whole bunch of sound equipment. So sorry, Josh.
Got you. That's awesome. I do believe we have your song. We'll play it at the end, Jen. That cool. Is you got it all queued up and ready to go. Oh, hi, Scott.
Hi, dear.
Scott is here. Jen, everyone else can hear Mark, I think. Is that right?
I think.
Mark?
You can hear me. Give me a thumbs up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
That is weird.
Translate.
That's
I can hear everybody except Mark.
That's funny.
Tell Jen to restart if she gets a chance.
Mouth moving, that's it.
So you might have to just restart when we're maybe when I do announcements or something, you can restart it and see when you come back in, then it should work.
Okay.
It should work. So, hey, Scotty, I saw your video.
It's been a crazy couple of days.
You gotta be exhausted. You've been out working all day, brother.
Well, we had a fundraiser yesterday too.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And I've been running around Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday looking at a piece of property.
Veteran extravaganza, right?
That's cool.
Yeah, awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Get your little homestead. A
is
place to bug out.
I like that.
Once we're not live, I will tell you what.
You'll indulge us with some information.
It's not public information yet.
Have you had a chance to go up to Tuttle
Don't ever
Creek
give
yet?
up your underground bunker right yet.
Yeah, nope.
Yes, I went up by Tuttle Creek, and that was a pretty cool looking place.
Yeah, thanks. I think.
How many people bought
man.
like 8 rolls or eight packages of toilet paper and a whole bunch of beans and rice when all this stuff kicked off in March?
I was in Afghanistan, so when they were talking about like this, so when I first got to Afghanistan at the end of January, we all got super sick. And we called it the super flu. Nobody knew what was going on. And then we recovered and we were fine. And we moved on about our day. But then I started seeing like what was going on in the States in February, March, April, May. And I couldn't figure out what it was. And it was like people were stocking up on toilet paper. And I was just like, I'm really confused on what is going on right now. But so, yeah, I remember going all the way back to watching like, what's our news networks in Iraq and Afghanistan? It's AFN. So I remember going back and I'm sitting there watching AFN and they're talking about all these toilet paper shortages and whatnot. Man, there's some high school parties going on big time.
Yeah, because it makes sense to buy toilet paper for a bronchial sinus kind of thing.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
I think I bought toilet paper because there was no toilet paper. And I always have extra toilet paper because I have 3 grown men basically in my house. Everybody's over 6 foot. And I was like, we need toilet paper. I went and found toilet paper. I just didn't buy it all at once.
Yeah.
Right. Limits on that. That's crazy. And Lysol. As a teacher, you know, you're not supposed to have Lysol, but I always have Lysol. I couldn't even find a bottle of Lysol to clean stuff.
Oh my gosh. Like my wife is big on the Young Living brand. And so when it comes to like thieves cleaner and stuff like that, I brought home this Lysol container and I thought I like killed at least 5 people. She was like, "What is that doing in my house?" Like, oh, well, okay.
Well, this last year,
sell it for $40 on eBay because you probably could have got it.
Oh my Lord!
This last year in Minnesota, right before this stuff happened, they were going through and saying all cleansing stuff had to be taken out of rooms. Everything had to be taken. There was nothing clean. You had to take everything out, hand wipe, the wipes, and everything. And so we're like, well, you know, okay, something we can. Now we've got hand sanitizer by the gallons that smell like tequila, and we've got the COVID killer stuff, and then we got the non-COVID killer stuff, and we're spraying everything. And I'm just like, you can't stay true to a standard around any of this stuff.
No. And it's funny because I would couldn't wait to get my mask off when the kids left, and then I'd go spray the stuff. And then one day I'm like, maybe I really should keep my mask on because who knows what is in this stuff? I'm sucking in chemicals.
So there's two things that, well, I'll get to the second thing after this, but I can't make this up. So when I got home in August, I was watching a guy in the supermarket because in Florida, our governor, he basically said, hey, if you want to wear a mask, wear a mask. If you don't, I don't care. It's up to each establishment. Well, there was a guy that when he first walked into Publix, which I don't know if Publix is around where you guys are at or not, but he had a Lysol spray, Lysol in his pocket. He sprayed the inside of his mask out and then put it back on. And I was like, we're gonna have to resuscitate this guy. He's about ready to go down. He's about ready to go down in a public shopping mall. Because he just sprayed out his mask, the inside, the part that you put on your breathing. You know, you got your oxygen thief area right here.
Yeah. No.
My second point I was going to get to is, how are you doing in Minnesota, bro? You good?
Oh, we're all good. Yeah, I mean,
yeah, we're good. Yeah,
you know,
we're good. It's been a weird. Go ahead, Petey. It's been the weirdest summer. I mean,
I've heard.
right?
I've heard. I've literally heard on the news.
You're right. Yeah.
It's been really the longest summer because Texas never cools off really. So like we are so ready to not be sweating, and it just seems like that's all we do is sweat. And everybody's been running around.
I was just in Texas 2 weeks ago, and it was amazing. But
no, it's hot.
Yeah,
today was hot.
Yeah,
Yesterday
I was in
hot.
San Antonio and Austin. So,
what is your reference about how we're doing in Minnesota? I mean, we had some pre-show talk.
I know you guys had some damage from protests. Well, correction, if they're damaged, it's not protests, it's riots.
Right.
I know you guys had some damage from riots that you guys had to take care of and whatnot like that. But I have a lot of friends from the military that are all I can't remember the line they told me which separates South from North. They were like, North is not like the South. But they're all north of this line that they told me about. And they're like, yeah, we just don't go down to this area here because, I mean, it's a shithole right now. But north of it, he was like, oh, hey, sorry guys. But north of that line, he was like, dude, we're all American loving, freedom loving Americans. But I can't remember this line he told me. There was a certain line in Minnesota.
There's no poop holes in Minnesota. I'll just say that. To get us back to kind of a home base a little bit. There's a 5-county area in the southern part of the state, not really southern, and this is just a demographic piece.
Southern metro area, right?
Yeah, and so that's again, it was all good. I'll be honest with you. We had an amazing time, and I'm going to say the People's Patriot Project had an amazing time during what we would call the civil unrest during that time, and the fact that we did nothing but serve people, and we took care of people. We took care of our National Guard that was deployed. We went down with foods and waters and took care of them. Then they called us up and they said, after about 3 days, and they were doing nothing but MREs and whatever we were bringing them, they said, hey, can we get a home-cooked meal? And we said, we reached out to our network and got food trucks to come down. And the food trucks went down there with us and made sure we fed them. We ran into a little controversy with some people getting hold of us saying that there were other groups that deserved it more than our not veterans. Actually, these were our deployed military personnel and our first responders. And I'm like, this is our mission. This is who we're going to do. And to be honest with you, through the process of collecting the foods and collecting the stuff, we did receive items that weren't necessary for those people that were deployed and first responders. And we made sure that it got to the proper places. So the civilians in that area had access to those materials. I mean, honestly, it was diapers, it was other kind of food items, spaghetti sauce and stuff like that, which they had no need for out on the line. So.
My only thing with Minnesota is this, and I have a big issue with Minnesota because of this winter. It was back in I don't know, 2000 and early. So
2000.
I'm in Minnesota, and I'm with my girlfriend at the time, and she's like, "Hey, let's go visit family. Oh, by the way, we're going to go out to a party." Okay, not a problem. I love parties. I'm thinking like Oregon barn parties. Maybe we're going to go get drunk in the cornfields or whatnot. Oh, no. So it's January. So we meet up with everybody, and everybody is still in their vehicles. And I would say very large 4-wheel drive, extremely huge vehicles
I
with
know where
trailers
this is
attached.
going.
And so I'm like, I wonder where we're going. Well, then I'm looking at the map on the GPS, and where we are steering towards, it is all blue. But it's not blue anymore. And so I'm, hey, hold on. Well, we don't hold on. We keep going. And so every cuss word you can imagine comes out of my mouth. So we drive onto this lake, and then we don't just drive onto the lake. We not only 1 up it, 2 up it, but 3 up it. But then we decide to drill holes with all these huge vehicles around. We drill holes into the lake, and then we create a large bonfire on the lake with all these large vehicles around. And then, just to make sure that we will drown properly, we get drunk. That's Minnesota did that to me, and I will never forgive Minnesota for that.
Awesome.
So there's an event.
Horrible idea. Horrible idea.
There's an event in late January. It's called the Ill Pout Festival up in Walker, Minnesota. And legitimately, it is Mardi Gras on the ice. And there are tens of thousands of people.
They have
out
like
on
a
the
fire
ice.
department out there. They put a fire department out there. They got a police department.
That's not the right answer. You're on a frozen lake. Wrong answer.
So you didn't have the bonfire, because you can have a bonfire while you're out there too.
I love it.
Oh no, we had it. We had a bonfire too, and that's when I got introduced to peppermint schnapps.
Oh,
it's huge in Minnesota.
That saves you.
I never had it before.
How thick is the ice? How thick is the ice?
I don't know.
If you drink
But we
that,
drove
then
onto it.
You can't drown. Just so you know, you can't drown.
You can float. You'll be
That's
fine.
actually, it's funny you say that. They said that to me. They're like, "Here, this will keep you safe," and I was like, "All right, you got it."
Just peppermint schnapps. You didn't have
Jen
to
seems a little bit baffled. So in Minnesota, in the wintertime,
super
when it gets
scary.
cold, the ice gets up to, some places gets up to 3 feet thick, and so you
That
only
doesn't seem like that's enough.
structurally.
They were drilling holes in this ice while we had all our vehicles around with a bonfire on it. No, 3 feet is not enough.
Why are you
not
drilling
even
holes?
close?
Poop in the holes, or so you can
No,
fish?
you can't poop in the
Fish.
lake.
You fish in the holes. You don't poop.
Yeah,
Or you go to the bathroom.
There's
That's
bathrooms.
You poop in buckets. You poop in buckets, and then you carry that off.
I'm not.
I don't know where the poop buckets were, because I was all clean out of poop before we got there, because I could not believe we were driving onto a frozen lake. Yeah, no, not cool.
I grew up here when I was a kid. We used to take cars and spin out on the ice. But in my adult
I know. What is wrong with you guys?
No, I have grown up beyond this, and it freaks me out and it scares me to death. And we took this family trip, which I got goaded and guilted. My husband's like, everybody, I have 5 kids, right? All the kids are going, your dad's going, and you're not going to. I'm like, I hate the ice, right? Oh, well, everybody's. And so I ended up going. And I think Austin was probably about 15. He's number 4. I got 4 boys, and then the youngest is a girl. And we had to share a seat in the Suburban, and the guy's leading us out. He's got this little foreign SUV thing, and he's bouncing because it had melted. The top, 6 inches, had melted. And so I am
not cool.
And I got the seat over here, and then I crack my window, because the only way you're going to get out when you go down is if the window's cracked open. And so my 15-year-old looks at me, and he looks at his brother. He's like, Mom's praying. Did you guys know Mom's praying over here? I think she's crying. oh my gosh, she's got her window rolled down now. And I'm like, I need out. I'm gonna walk. And my husband's like, you're gonna walk? Or it's like 3 miles out. I'm like, I will walk. I'm so done. I spent the whole day and I hated it. I hated every minute of it, but I was such a team player.
I love this.
It was great.
If you're just joining us now, we have Miss Jen Ford, who's our musician for the night, and we have Ryan Hendrickson online here with us, a combat veteran, also author of Tip of the Spear. Just doing a little dialogue. Ryan's telling us how he is not a huge fan of Minnesota because he's got a little. I'm going to make light of it. It's not funny, but a little PTSD from going out on ice in Minnesota on the lakes. If you've never been to Minnesota, it's what we do. I'm not even a Minnesotan. I'm from Cody, Wyoming, but we do go out on the ice. We do party on the ice. We do have a good time out there on the ice. We drill holes, we fish, and we consume a little bit of antifreeze, and we stay alive, and it's all good. So we're having such a good time here tonight.
Josh.
Ryan.
Yes.
Josh.
Oops.
Is Josh giving thumbs down? Did I swear?
Oh, I didn't think
No
so.
ice.
I didn't catch you. I
don't think I did.
No.
And Josh?
No, I'm doing thumbs down because Josh is from Texas.
Oh, yeah.
You can kiss my ice because I'm not going to do that.
Okay. I get it. The thumbs down for going out on the ice.
No, thanks.
Jen, I'm going to invite you out to Minnesota, and we're gonna have a good time.
Don't do it, Jen. Hey, don't do it. Don't do it.
And Ryan, I think you should come along, and we're going to go up to Stillwater, and we're going to do the bridge across the river, the ice bridge.
No, I'm perfectly good. You know what? In Florida, we have ice too, and it's in my drink.
No, you don't.
But
In Florida, you have alligators.
But
yeah, we do have alligators.
No,
So.
thanks.
We can always do a polar plunge.
We
We
do
have
have
that in Florida too. It's when it's like 75 degrees out. We jump in the ocean. They're like, wow, this is amazing. Polar plunge. We do the same thing as you guys.
That's
Same
it.
thing.
We're inviting you all up. When the Patriot Project does the polar plunge, you're all coming up and jumping in. And I'm going to videotape, so I'm not coming.
Oh, man.
The People's Patriot Project's going to Florida this year for the People's Patriot Project Polar Plunge down in Florida.
75 degrees out. Be ready for the cold.
So, Ryan, you got a book out, brother. Tell us about the book. Tell us about what you want to get out there.
Well, so yeah, I ended up tripping and falling on a book that that kind of, I don't know, it kind of that kind of my situation, my experience, my basically what I firmly believe in. So
what's your
I actually 18 Charlie.
What's that?
Special Forces engineer.
Okay, I thought you were gonna say 11 Bravo, and I was like, you can't write a book if you don't know how to read. But you're good.
So I was an 11. I was an 11 Bravo, but I switched over. Green Beret, 18 Charlie. So
we love all you 11 Bravos.
But no, I mean, basically, so I had when I first joined the military in '97, I joined the Navy. And so we had a bunch of recruiters coming through our school, and we had the Air Force recruiter, and he basically was like, "Man, you are DUM dumb. You cannot join the Air Force." I was like, "Okay, cool." And then we had the Army recruiter came into school, and they were like, "Man, well, we love dumb guys like you. We just don't have any position for you right now." I was like, "Okay, cool." The Marine came in, and he was just like spitting chief spit everywhere, yelling at everybody, and I was super scared. I was like, "Oh my gosh, you're a really, really scary guy." But then the Navy recruiter came in. He might as well had on like a flowered T-shirt, and he was like, "Hey, you wanna be an F-14 Tomcat pilot like Tom Cruise?" And I was like, yeah." He goes, "You want to be a Navy SEAL like Charlie Sheen?" I was like, "Yeah." "You want to go to exotic ports and see exotic women?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Take this color crayon and sign here." And I was like, "All right." So I did that, and none of that happened. It was very strange. So, but I did my 4 years in the Navy, and then got out, and then I came back in the military through the Air Force, did 5 years in the Air Force, and then I transferred over from the Air Force to the Army through the Blue to Green program. And from there, I went through infantry and then special forces. And so, on my first deployment as a Green Beret, I stepped on an IED in Afghanistan. So I had my leg blown off, and I was like, oh man, life's over, poor me, all this other good stuff, everything. Pretty much, they would say it's the normal thought process. It was for me, but I was having a hard time with things. So I had I'd gone through all the surgeries, 27 surgeries on my right leg. I had, basically gotten myself back to a point. They medically retired me. I fought my way back on the active duty. And then, I wouldn't say I fought my way. I more like snuck my way back into 7 Special Forces Group. And so when I got back there, my unit was deployed in Afghanistan again. So I basically, I used the ignorance of the regiment to be, basically, hey, yeah, no, I'm with 2nd Battalion Alpha Company. And they're like, well, your guys are in Afghanistan. I was like, oh, well, I guess that's where I'm going. Well, I was non-deployable, but I still, so I still went. So I show up to Afghanistan, and there's a few guys that are a little upset about it, but whatever, they'll get over it. And then, that basically started from when I stepped on the IED. That basically started my time back. I went back in 2012, 16, 17, 18, 19, and I just got home in August in 20. And so I ended up another 7 trips back in Afghanistan from where I got blown up. Well, I never gave myself time to actually kind of take it, not only take a breath, but I never really gave myself time to actually figure out like the mental toll that, getting blown up took on me. And then, I ended up getting shot in 2016, which it wasn't bad. It was a little thing in the arm, but still counts. Just want to throw it out there. But but I never really gave myself time to, to come to terms with what had happened to me, to grieve my friends that, that they didn't make it home. And to really like kind of put life in perspective. I'd always been on the run, just, chasing that high, and combat is a high like you can't recreate it. It's impossible. There's no drug that will recreate getting shot at or someone trying to kill you. So I had talked to a counselor and whatnot like that, and finally, it just came down to, I remember one counseling session I was at. I just looked at the guy and I said, hey, what's my name? And I watched his eyes go up to the top right-hand corner of the paper, and then he read my name, and I was like, we're done here. Like, you don't even know me. And so I had kept in contact with with my chaplain, and our chaplain, he had said, hey man, I know you always say you're pretty dumb, but have you ever thought about writing therapy? And I was like, no. I majored in English in the 3rd grade, and then I gave it up after that. And so no, I never thought about writing. Well, the 2017 trip, I remember going through some really rough times in Afghanistan, where we had, some bad things have happened and whatnot like that. And I had opened up my keyboard, and I was just like, well, let me try this out. And I just started typing, and it just started flowing. And then next thing I know, I'm releasing, stuff that's on my chest, and I'm putting it on the keyboard, and I'm going back to my childhood and things that had happened to me back in the day, and then, what I dealt with. And then it was just all pouring out onto these Word documents. And, that basically turned into my book, Tip of the Spear.
Well,
that's how it
I'll
all
be honest.
happens.
I haven't had the chance to read your book yet. I've heard nothing but positive things about it. I'm excited to get a chance to read it. Um, I love your message and your demeanor and the way that you kind of reflect, just being on the show and just being open and having those conversations. I'm very excited about just the opportunities that we get to grow in a relationship with you in this opportunity. And so, those that are listening, I mean, if you want a chance to come in the post show, we have plenty of room in the foxhole, and we'll continue to have the conversations about how we can better serve each other as veterans and as first responders, and just make sure that we've got our brothers and sisters covered. That's our mission. We want to be the beacon of hope and opportunity, whether you served or whether you are a patriot.
Hey, Ryan.
This is a huge piece right now. So I was going to have some questions. You kind of answered them in your dialogue. One was, why did you feel like you still had to continue to keep getting in there? You were talking about the high.
So when I got blown up, there's a couple things that stand out to me. Number one, when I got blown up, the Taliban, they use what we call ICOMs, or ICOM, and when we intercept their radio communications, it's called ICOM chatter. So they use FM frequencies, which is it's very easy for us to intercept FM freaks. And so, anyways, we were listening in on basically every mission you go out on, you listen in on what the Taliban's doing. Well, when I hit the IED, they were cheering, celebrating. Everybody was happy. You know, we got an American, and that really bothered me. And I really wanted to make it a point to where the Taliban didn't beat me. They set me back a little bit, but I can promise you that I got more than that on the return. And number two, my dad had told me something early on in the hospital. He said, you know, I was going through a pivotal part of my recovery, and he had told me, hey, you know, I see you're struggling right now, and I know what you're going through. My dad, 2 tours in Vietnam, and he said, I know you're going through right now. He said, let me boil it down. Basically, the way I see it is, you've been handed an amazing opportunity. He said, you may not see it right now because of the pain and the suffering and everything that's going on with you, but you've been handed an amazing opportunity. And that's it. That's the reset button. Most people don't get the reset button at life. You've been handed the reset button to go back and basically be that man that you're laying in bed right now wishing you would have been. He said, you got two options. Number one is you can become a victim of this injury. You can make this injury that is 100% a part of you. Ryan Hendrickson, Green Beret, stepped on an IED. You can make this injury that's everything that you are, and it will consume you, and it will be, and you will never, you won't ever move on from that, and it's a lonely path. Or you can use this injury to make yourself stronger, make yourself a better man, make yourself that person that people, like, they grow when they meet you. They become better people just by meeting you. You can make yourself that man. Everything that you're laying in your bed right now wishing that you would have done in life, as you're looking at your life right now as it's over, you can actually do that. It's all up to you, but I highly recommend you don't become a victim of this injury, because if you become a victim, it's very hard not to take on that identity. And it really didn't make sense to me until I see what's going on in America today. And I see that a lot of people, they feel that they're entitled to the good life. They think that life is supposed to be easy, and when it's not, then they get upset and they're angry because life had thrown them a curveball. And number two is they become a victim of life circumstances. Hey, this happened to me when I was young, so this is why I'm this way. or this happened to me when I was this, so this is why I'm this way. They become victims of circumstances, and they never own their own life. They don't take control of their own life, and so I think I think that's one of the biggest reasons why I came out with it, was because yeah, it was just it was, I don't know. I mean, take control of your life or become a victim. Really.
You have such a poignant message, and I hope we will get a chance to talk here in the post show. But you're 100% right. There are 94% of our country takes for granted the guys and gals who put their stuff out there on the line to make sure that they get to lay down their head at night and live a pretty secure life. And
but I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that either.
Okay, fair enough.
And this is why. Thank you for your service is the most abused phrase ever. If you want to thank me for my service, I want to ask you, did you talk to a farmer lately? Did you talk to a police officer, a first responder, firefighter, garbage man? Did you talk to anybody who actually, their service is what makes our life everything you just said? Yes, I'm in the military and I go overseas and I do everything I do. But we have forgot who to thank for their service. We have legitimately forgot who to thank for their service. Military is a part of that, but they are not the only ones. And I am against thank you for your service until every single farmer and ambulance and first responder and firefighter and police officer and garbage man and everyone else that makes this country actually the greatest country in the world, until they're thanked for their service, I don't like to hear it.
That's a fabulous message. And there's a piece that you don't know in our dialogue, and that's the other people we serve as well. And so
I love it.
I agree with you 100% in everything that you're saying. We have a lot, and again, that only still makes 90% or 10% of our country actually serve in those capacities. And so,
yep.
No, it's awesome having you guys on here. We are kind of running short on our 1 hour time period. We do have a little bit of announcements, and we do have one more tune that we'd like to showcase for Miss Jen.
Love it. You got an amazing voice.
Thank you.
Andrea, what do we got going on this week?
Oh my gosh, busy week. So starting, well, you made reference to Ryan's hat. So today is National Bison Day, just for you guys. National Bison Day. I didn't read much about it. I just know that must be a Wyoming thing. November 10th is the Marine Corps birthday. So let's give a shout out. Go happy birthday to Marine Corps. Then we have the 11th, you guys, we know it's Veterans Day. We all know it's Veterans Day. And so this is I brought up some history because I was wondering about the word armistice and where did it go? And so I did some research, but it's also referred to as Remembrance Day, or it's also Poppy Day. Wear them on the right side, by the way. Wear them on the right side. There's an awesome story on Facebook right now about the colors and the meaning. I'll repost it. I kept it. It is also Canada does Remembrance Day as well. The 11th hour, the 11th day of the 11th month is an important time in history. So this started out as Armistice Day. Woodrow Wilson made the call to honor the fallen soldiers of the Great War for their sacrifice and bravery. But after World War II, it was requested that we honor all veterans, not those who are gone, more than just those who died in World War I. So it took some time, of course, and we started recognizing it that way. And then in 1954, armistice was actually struck out of the name, and it was a veteran was inserted, making it the official Veterans Day. And I don't know if I knew this or I forgot this, but November 11th through the 17th is designated as National Veterans Awareness Week, and that should be at the top of my list. And I don't know if I get busy, but this is an effort to educate. So educate and include elementary and secondary ed children, which I guess that's pretty close to our hearts as well, Mark and I. And my school used to do an amazing, amazing, amazing job. And I hate to say used to, and now it depends on what day it falls on in the week. And it's not a political thing. We tried to do a flag parade, a flag drive, you guys, and I applied for insurance from a couple different companies. Do you know that just to fly the American flag is a possible controversial thing to do, and we can't get insurance for you?
What?
Really. So
in Minnesota?
Well, I'm not sure. I'm gonna check on the.
Not in Texas, it ain't.
Not in Florida, it's not.
I don't even have to apply for insurance in those places. We had to anyway. All right. So, for the good of all, the 12th on Thursday is National Happy Hour Day. Ryan, do you have someone serving you? Are they coming to you with your refills right now, or do you have to go in?
So no, I actually need to go back in there. And my Seahawks have just lost, but I want to see if my wife's Steelers are winning or not.
Yeah.
But your guys' Vikings.
No.
Yeah, that's it. Nope.
Oh, is the show over right now?
No, not yet. Okay, so November 13th, Friday.
24-19. Steelers winning.
Oh,
Final.
there you go.
Roethlisberger.
So the 13th is World Kindness Day. That's a big push in our world to do what you can to be kind. And just for Jen, it's Hug a Musician Day on Friday. So hug a musician.
We did talk about that.
Yeah, we did. We had to put that. And then, you guys, we have a People's Patriot Project. We are going to a fundraiser. It's a benefit for Eric's Road to Recovery. Due to injuries, Eric has had so many surgeries on his lower leg that it came to a point where he had to let go of it. And so he's a recent amputee, and he's got a beautiful wife and two beautiful little girls. And we have a big announcement that we get to make, but we can't tell anyone until Saturday. So stick around. We'll let you know what that is on Sunday. Hey, Jen.
Seems like Jen has something to say.
Yeah, I didn't get an opportunity to let you guys know what's happening on the 14th.
Do it.
Okay, so on the 14th in Decatur, Texas, Valor Ranch is cutting the ribbon. Valor Ranch is a 501c3 Texas Veterans Commission endorsed for real women's retreat, women's ranch for rehabilitation with PTSD, and they were given a $250,000 grant last year. I'm personal friends with the two folks that are in charge of it. I help them raise money for it every year, and it's amazing. They have 10 tiny homes, brand new tiny homes they put out on the property. They rehabilitate animals, they rehabilitate women veterans, and they're going to have last year they had the groundbreaking ceremony, and this year they're having the ribbon cutting, and they're actually going to start accepting veterans. And there's going to be 400 people there plus, and live music. And it's going to be an awesome event hosted by one of the largest radio stations, The Ranch, in the Dallas area. And we're super excited. I'm writing a song for them, like a theme song for them.
That's way
and
cool.
we're producing that within the next 6 months. And I just want to put it out there that there are resources for women, because no offense, guys, I love y'all very much, but sometimes we get forgotten. People
I agree.
Forget.
I agree.
And as a woman veteran who had a lot of us are single parents when we get out, or just in general, I really struggled for about 2 or 3 years when I first got out, and this program would have helped me immensely get on my feet. And so I'm just glad to put the word out for anybody who needs any help. And also Carrie Ann and Josh, the two folks that are in charge of it, help out veterans every day. They helped me get a grant when my husband got unemployed, when the oil field went to crap in Texas just in April. And they're just great people, and this is an awesome thing. So please follow that. That's the charity I endorse. It's 100% legit. A lot of times these things aren't. People say they put the veteran stamp on there and then nothing happens. And this is a for real thing. So yes.
Jen, can you make sure we get connected with them, and we will definitely showcase them here on the People's Patriot Project as well. And
I can set you up with all that in post-production.
Awesome.
Absolutely. Nice.
Awesome.
We do have one more announcement too. Can we do for Brian Gibson? This week, Project I Heart is cleaning up a property. Is it Makata, Illinois? It is Fob Rush. They're doing this isn't the flyer. I thought this was gonna be the flyer. We'll put the flyer up again on our website too. And he is, it's the 11th through the 15th, and so we need to get in touch with Brian Gibson at Project Die Hard as well if we can help out with that. Mark and I were going to try to get there, and life rolls and things come up, and it didn't work. I mean, I got baptized. We have a baptism with my grandbaby, so that comes up, and that's important.
Family first.
Yep.
We are so scattered, and we're just actually there's so much stuff running up and down our list of stuff that we need to talk about right now, and this is amazing. And I appreciate both of our guests on here tonight, and we are going to continue the conversation. And we got Brian in there, and we do have, and thank you for all the people that have joined us. And again, Jen, make sure we get connected with Valor Ranch, and that we will definitely showcase them on what we're doing. And you're right. I'm not going to put a percentage on it, but 90% of are male directed, and we need to remember our females 100%. And I totally agree with that. And I appreciate you calling us not out, but putting it out there as a message. And we full-heartedly believe in that. And there is so much more we could talk about right now. We are running over, but I also want to showcase, hey, it's the holiday season, folks. And Jen has been so kind to put a new Christmas song out there for us. And so we'll close with this. And again, if you're interested in being in the post show, we will continue until and everyone taps out, and it's all good. We love having everyone join us. And as always, Patriot Pride, and we'll see you when the smoke clears. And this is Miss Jen Ford with her Don't Need a Lot for Christmas.
Spend all of our savings on the bills. Maxed out all the credit cards on gifts for the kids. Use the same old decorations for the last 8 years. Now you're stressing by getting something for me. Don't need a lot for Christmas, just give me you. Don't spend all your money on high-priced gifts when a box so I will do. We'll sit under the mistletoe, dance to Bing Crosby and Nat King Cole. Don't need a lot for Christmas, just give me you. Christmas, just give me you.
No, que está metida. Ahí está metida.